in this video, I just want to give you 3 tips for the IELTS speaking test. Now, each tip will focus on a different part of the test, so you have a different focus for each part, and hopefully this can help you to get a really high score in the speaking IELTS test. Now, let's have a look at the first tip. So in part 1, I think you should be focusing on your fluency. That is your ability to give a nice smooth answer in full sentences. You don't want your answer to be too long, but also you don't want it to be too short. It needs to be an appropriate length for the type of question they're asking. Now, of course, I tell students around 2 sentences is a good idea here, but really your focus when you're in the test should be fluency, showing the examiner that you don't find it difficult to communicate in English. You can do it with relatively little effort. And that's basically what you want to be focusing on in part 1 of the test, fluency. So let's move to part 2 and the second tip that I'm going to give you. In this part of the test, I think your focus should be your ideas. Ideas are so important in part 2 of the test. You're going to have to speak for 2 full minutes without stopping. And if you run out of ideas, then you're not going to be able to keep speaking and show the examiner the skills you need to show them in part 2. So the focus there is ideas. Don't worry about other things when you're in the test. Let's move on to part 3 and the third tip that I'm going to give you. Now, in this part of the test, I think you should be focusing on the structure of your answer. Focusing on the structure will give your answer a nice, clear purpose, and the examiner will be able to understand you. This is the most important thing here. You don't have to worry about the grammar you're using or what vocabulary you're using too much. That should not be your focus. The focus should be the structure. Now, in previous videos and in future videos, we will be looking at different structures that you can use. But the basic one and the most simple one that you can use to get a nice high score is just 3 steps. The first step is giving a direct answer. Second step, explaining that a bit. And the third step, if you can, you give an example to support your answer. Those are the 3 steps that you can go through. Then you can stop because you've gone through that structure. This is what you should try to focus on in part 3. Focus on structure. So there it is. Those are the 3 tips. 1 tip for each part that should help you to have a good focus for each part in the test and help you to get a much higher score than you would if you didn't have that focus. So there we have it. Those are the 3 tips. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you did enjoy the video or found it helpful, then don't forget to click like. And if you don't want to miss any future videos on similar topics on the IELTS speaking, writing, reading, and listening test, then don't forget to click subscribe. So there we have it. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you again in the next video.